We're all owned by China. Welcome to China owns Alvin.
MAGA is in full meltdown over the guilty verdict delivered on Thursday in former President Donald Trump's hush money / election interference trial. So you can see there, not some very happy campers outside of the courthouse. But let's get to more, established figures, right, in the Trump MAGA orbit. So let's start with Trump Jr. So his reaction is that Democrats have, quote, succeeded in their years-long attempt to turn America into a third world crap hole. And I'm keeping it PG rated here on this one. A third world crap hole, that's what happens when criminals don't get punished, don't get held accountable. But nice try. Dan Bongino goes nuclear, saying, "Dear liberal commie F-wads, warning you now, we'll be drinking your delicious tears in November. Laugh now, MFers. You'll be crying soon. Bank on it." They are obsessed with crying liberals. So that's why they still haven't retired the crying liberal meme. Okay, you still see it everywhere on conservative channels. It's hilarious. Now, speaking of crying, little Marco Rubio, he writes this: "The verdict in New York is a complete travesty that makes a mockery of our system of justice. A political show trial conducted by an openly pro-Biden judge whose daughter makes money off the case. A jury from the most liberal county in America. Absurd and ridiculous charges and outrageous jury instructions that guaranteed guilty verdicts. Biden and the Trump deranged left will stop at nothing to remain in power." So, well, here's the thing about that jury instructions. Marco Rubio should know better, because what he is doing, and the rest of the right wing as well, they're mischaracterizing the jury instructions, okay? So, now look, here's what happened. Trump either falsified business records or caused them to be falsified to cover up another crime, okay? That crime is conspiracy to influence an election by unlawful means. So now the jury was instructed that, hey, you don't have to agree on which unlawful means were used in that conspiracy. You just have to agree that unlawful means were used, okay? So the reason that they were able to do that is because prosecutors presented more than one crime, okay? So they didn't have to agree on which crime was committed, just the fact that there was crimes committed, okay? That's what they had to be unanimous on, that Trump had committed a crime. Fair enough. Marco Rubio should know that. He is a lawyer, okay? There's more. Representative Jim Jordan says, "The verdict is a travesty of justice." It's literally justice. "The Manhattan Kangaroo Court shows what happens when our justice system is weaponized by partisan prosecutors in front of a biased judge with an unfair process designed to keep President Trump off the campaign trail and avoid bringing attention to President Biden's failing radical policies. Americans see through Democrats' lawfare tactics and know President Trump will be vindicated on appeal." So, no, I love it's a partisan prosecutor. Did you know that Alvin Bragg ran on getting Trump? No, he actually didn't. He didn't make any campaign promises to get Trump, okay? And speaking of the appeal, right? So Trump's like, "I'm going to appeal this." Okay, well, in order to appeal, you'd have to have new evidence to present, right? To show that the verdict was the wrong one. Well, if you don't have that new evidence to present, then your appeal is not going to go anywhere. And if they had evidence in that case to begin with, why wasn't it shown at trial? I mean, that would be the best place to show it. And as far as I know, there's no new evidence that would counteract the verdict. There's more. Madison Cawthorn striking a hopeful tone. A little bit of hopium here, saying, "Congratulations to Donald Trump on being elected president of the United States again today." So yeah, spinning it as a positive thing. Hey, our guy may be a convicted criminal, but he's going to be president again. Woo! All right, Madison. Wow. Ted Cruz also weighed in. Here's what he posted. "Dark day for America. This entire trial has been a sham. and nothing more than political persecution. The only reason they prosecuted Donald Trump is because the Democrats are terrified that he will win re-election. So wait a minute. If Madison Cawthorn is correct and this actually helps Donald Trump, then that doesn't make any sense. Prosecuting him to try to stop him from winning election doesn't make any sense, because guess what? This guilty verdict doesn't prevent him from running in a presidential election or becoming president. So on the one hand, it can't be this just made Donald Trump president and be this, and also be at the same time Democrats tried to stop Trump from being president using lawfare. Didn't work, apparently. So this is like, it's Schrodinger's case, basically. Schrodinger's lawfare, all right? It can't be both at the same time, though. Not in reality. There's more. Let's get back to the rest of the statement. This disgraceful decision is legally baseless and should be overturned promptly on appeal. Any judge with a modicum of integrity would recognize that this entire trial has been utterly fraudulent. What's fraudulent? They have the records. They had evidence there. Trump signed the checks, ordered this cover-up. That is election interference. Okay, this is what happened. It was election interference. He committed the crime of doing fraudulent statements, okay, in his business records, falsifying these records, claiming that he was paying Michael Cohen legal fees. Yes, legal fees. But really, it was a reimbursement for him paying off the porn star. That's what happened. There's more. Josh Hawley. This trial has been, from the beginning and end to end, a complete and total sham, a mockery of the criminal justice system. It's always a mockery when, conservatives are actually the ones that are being punished by the criminal justice system for doing crime. Yeah, I know. And one of the most dangerous abuses of our political process in American history. Tucker Carlson, though, probably takes cake from one of the most unhinged responses here. He says, import the third world, become the third world. That's what we just saw. This won't stop Trump. He'll win the election if he's not killed first. But it does mark the end of the fairest justice system in the world, is it? Anyone who defends this verdict is a danger to you and your family. Now, there's a lot to unpack on that one, all right? For one, what does he mean? Like, third world? Like, import the third world, be the third world. Yes. What does this have to do with immigration? What is he attacking the jury for being black and immigrant? What does that have to do with anything? Why would it matter? And besides, we don't know. We don't know who the jury is. All right. But he doesn't have to know. What he's doing is putting out a racist dog whistle. Okay, that's what it is. And then, of course, we have the obvious, assassination plot. If he's not killed first. What? Okay, this is I guess a throwback to the FBI planning to kill Donald Trump or assassination plot. It's old lunacy, right? And then there's the anyone who defends this is a danger to you and your family. What? What? Again, how? Well, once again, he doesn't have to explain anything, okay? It's just pure fear-mongering, all right? Once again,
just forget about the evidence.
They don't have to have any. Classic Tucker Carlson. But there's more. But again, it's pretty much the same reaction. So, same talking points, whatever. But I want to get to Trump taking to Truth Social on Friday morning. Here's what he wrote. I did nothing wrong, and frankly, there was nothing done wrong. The jury disagreed on that one. And these are standard, commonly used, and legal. Witch hunt. If this can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. Wait, do you mean to say that if I was running for president and previously had sex with a porn star and I didn't want anybody to find out, that I could have my lawyer pay her off through a shell corporation to keep her quiet, while then fraudulently recording the reimbursement to said lawyer for that payment as legal fees and end up in trouble? What? Oh my God. Oh God, it can happen to me. I thought this was America.